Okay, so we are going to talk regarding communication skills. So at first, happy new year to all. And I am going to start with this topic of communication skills. This is class 9. So hey everyone, myself Somajit Das. I am a student currently studying 9th division at CBSE, and I am here to teach you the following chapter: communication skills. Communication skills are those which are needed to speak and write properly. So, what is communication? So, communication means the way in which we are talking with each other. The way in which we are talking with each other. For example, right now, if anyone is there beside me, then I would communicate regarding the topic. Okay. So, next thing that we can see is that told that a person who is liable to speak appropriately, wisely, maintaining eye contact with the audience uses varied vocabulary. What they use a varied vocabulary and articulate the speech to suit the need of the audience is generally said to be an effective speaker. Okay. So from here we can get many things. What is an effective speaker? When a person is able to speak properly, which is maintaining eye contact with the audience, uses the varied vocabulary and articulate speech. Okay, so articulate speech to suit the need of the audience is generally said to be an effective speaker. Means effective speaker means that you are able to speak very finely. Okay. Similarly, an effective writer should be available to use the written words. Okay, they could use the written words in various styles and techniques to communicate vision and message and ideas to the readers. Okay, so he could available to communicate the messages to his readers. One should have the ability to listen carefully and speak clearly in any situation. Okay, this is the most important thing. We need to have this thing. Okay, therefore, good reading, writing, speaking, and listening skills are essential for the effective communication. Okay, this is the main thing. Let me highlight it with a yellow. So see, what you will have to learn is these things. What is communication? What are the essential things for the communication? Okay, so as a student, you may study any language, but it's important that you are able to read, write, speak, and listen all in order to communicate properly. Okay, so here we can say that we can study any language. For example, in schools, you mostly learn three languages: first language, second language, and third language. So in first language, it obviously it is English. Second language either Hindi or any of your local language. Third language includes the opposite of that, any local language or Hindi. Okay, so we need to have the ability to read, write, and speak in order to do the communication properly. Okay, in order to do the communication properly, we need to learn this. This is more than a language that help you to communicate all around the world. Okay, learning English can help you to communicate with people who understand English, besides language have been exposed language from easily childhood. For example, your mother tongue. Okay, so let me say, for example, one person is there, John, who lives in West Bengal and can speak Bengali. So what will happen? Whenever he is going to speak Bengali in his locality, then the people who are Bengalis can understand it. And for example, he went to New York and speak Bengali there. Since most of the majority speaks English, so they could not understand their language. Okay, so that is known as the communication barrier. Now we are going to introduce to the communication. Okay, so you can hear people talking about the communication. Everyone is in and wants it, but what is exactly communication? Okay, what is communication? Let us start with, okay. So what is the origination? But communication comes from the Latin word communicare, meaning to share. Okay. So I am going to give the answer to this. Okay, in the figure you can see that communication is the sharing of information of two or more individuals within the group to reach a common understanding. Let me highlight this one also. So this is the whole answer of the what is exactly the term communication. Okay. Next, we are going to see the importance of communication. Your ability to communicate clearly and share thoughts, feelings, idea will help you in all of your relationship. Yeah, see, if you can able to speak properly, then people could understand your problem. For example, any problem you want to report it to police, and you don't know about it properly, then you cannot tell it properly. Okay. So here some examples are there. So number one, inform. Okay. You may to be required to give the facts or information to someone. For example, communicating the timetable of an exam to a friend. Okay, inform means what? For example, I am informing you that from today onwards I am going to continue with this series. Okay. Next, influence. So influence. You may be required to influence or change someone in indirect but usually important way. For example, negotiating with a shopkeeper to reduce the price or helping a parent to overcome stress due to exam or any other reason. Influence means you influence other. For example, someone has bad results in exams, but I am giving him some motivational course so that he could do it well. Okay, here you can see this person is asking, "Where are you going?" to this girl. The girl replies, I am going to home. Okay. So she is giving the information and he is receiving the information. Next thing is to express the feelings. The most important thing in communication is to express our feelings. Talking about your feelings is a healthy way to express them. For example, sharing your excitement about doing well in your exam or sharing your feelings with your parents and friends. Okay. So feelings, for example, you are sad because you got bad, so you could express your parents to the parents. Okay. Next, we are going to read is the elements of communication. Communication is a two-way for exchanging information. Okay. For example, speaking and writing to someone are the example of giving information. Okay. Reading and listening are some example of receiving the information. Okay, these two could be the question in your exams. So I am highlighting it as yellow so you could understand. Okay, here you can see message encoding, replying to center decoding. So what happened is that, for example, you say something hello, it encoded going to this person who is replying to the center by decoding the message. What is saying that hello means he is asking hi. Okay, so in reply he asked hi, how are you? Again it encodes this going to the channel. It decodes to the person, then he is telling I am fine. Yes, he could understand. As you can see, the communication process starts with the sender. Okay, so it starts with the sender mostly. Okay, next a sender sends giving a message information or asking for the information. A channel or part such as phone or face-to-face talking is being transferred to the message. Number 4, the message is received by the receiver. 5, the receiver replies to the sender. Okay, so what happens here? Receiving the information, channel, encoding, decoding, again channel giving information, This is sender and this is the receiver. So we can understood it very clearly. Okay. Now we are going to see the perspective of communication. Okay. So what are the perspective of communication? Perspective are the ideas, views, or fixed way of thinking. Okay. These are sometimes affect our communication. For example, if you have a fixed idea that your teacher or father is strict, when they are being friendly, you may think that they are scolding even though they are polite. In the same way, others may also have fixed ideas about you, that affect whatever you say to them. Okay. For example, you are speaking with your father who is very strict. So every time you will think that he is strict. Okay. You can refer the chapter of the English that is the little girl. Okay. So next we are going to see factors affecting the perspective of communication. Okay. So this is the most important topic. Number one, language. In case of incorrect words, unfamiliar the language and lack of detailed language can act as a barrier for communication. Okay. This is the one cause. Next, for example, I told you in the first one that based on the language only. Next, visual perspective. Visual perspective is the brain ability to make sense of what we can see through our eyes. Okay. For example, completely partially don't picture visual person, but there is maybe something else. Okay. For example, something different kind of those stuffs that are made which look like incomplete, but they have a deeper meaning inside. Okay. Next is the past experience. Okay. Letting our early experience stop from understanding or communicating clearly. For example, shopkeeper cheated me last time, so be careful. I score I score low marks in management, so I ask and answer the question. Okay. For example, the shopkeeper has asked for more price than the original price, and you are now getting more senseful and more strong to check the price. Okay. One common thing is that, for example, you failed in some subject and you are asked to afraid to ask question because you think that teacher will going to scold you for asking question, but it is not. Okay. Next, prejudice. Fixed ideas such as thinking no one in my class like me may stop a student from communicating in the class. Okay. So for example, any new student joining in your class, he might find uncomfortable in talking because he or she is unknown to the school. But after few days, you will see that it is clear to them. Next, feelings. Our feelings, emotions such as lack of interest and not trusting other person can affect the communication. Okay. So, for example, if you are sick, then you would not like to talk. Okay. Next is the environment. Noise or disturbance in the surroundings may make the communication difficult. Okay. So, for example, here only where I am sitting is an open area where people are playing and cars are moving, so that's why noise is coming, and I could not talk properly with you all. Okay. Next is the personal factors. Okay. So it include your own feelings, habits, and way of thinking. Okay. Because fear and low motivation make the communication difficult. Okay. So let me tell that, for example, you were asked to present a presentation in front of it and you don't know about it. So you may get fear and low confidence. Even sometimes people faint due to that. Okay. Next. This is the culture. Science which have a different meaning to different cultures and showing a thumb. Okay. So science. For example, I show you thumbs up. Okay, so in English it is good, meaning good. And for some place, for example, in Bengali, if you show the thumbs up sign, then it means that you are showing that you don't know nothing. In also in Japan also there is different. For example, tasty sign means that the food is tasty, and in Japan it means that how much money you required. Okay. Okay. So our next topic is going to be the effective communication. When is a client having if we follow a basic principle of the professional communication skills. Okay. This can be abbreviated in 7 C's. That is clear, concise, concrete, correct, coherent, complete, and courteous. Okay, so let's see. Here it is. Number one, clear. Be clear what you want to say. Concise. Use simple words and say only is needed. Concrete. Use the exact words and phrase. Correct. Use correct spellings, language, and grammar. Coherent. Your words should make sense to the main topic. Complete. You need the all the information. And courteous means be respectful, friendly, and honest. Okay. Now it is going to be included in verbal, non-verbal, and visual communication. We are going to talk in the video. Okay. Now we are having some questions and answers to do. So let's see. Number one, what is the purpose of communication? So what is the purpose? Very simple, to inform everyone, to influence anyone, to set those ideas. So our answer will be all of answer is all of the above. Okay. Next, which are the following methods are used to receive information to the sender to a letter. Okay. So to write in a letter, you can use writing. How do you receive information on phone? How? Okay. Writing. Most commonly. You can also tell speaking. I don't think so that speaking would be the appropriate option. Next, we are asked to match. Okay. Language. This emotional. Okay. Is not liking to the child. Environmental. Trying to read books that someone else is watching TV. And cultural will be survival by the two and walking inside the kitchen considered to be rude and disrespectful. I have given the question answers of these two. Okay. I hope you could get it. So now let's see that what we have learned. After completing this session, we will be able to understand or identify the elements of communication, draw the communication styles showing all the elements of communication, and identify the factors affecting our perspective in communication. So thank you, and that's for all today. So bye.